India is a digital democracy now. You can create anything and make sure that that reaches a lot of people. और आप वो थ्री इडियट्स वाली फोटोग्राफर नहीं हो जिसको कि अपना फोटो किसी अफ्रीकन कंट्री को स्वीट पोस्ट करना पड़ा था अपना टैलेंट दिखाने के लिए. टुडे इफ यू पोस्ट समथिंग ऑनलाइन, people will recognize you, people will give you instant recognition.
Hello and namaste viewers, myself Rajnish Kumar Sen and I welcome you all to the very first episode of the MEGAHEARTZ show. Today we have our primary guest as Mr. Soumya Ranjan Panda, who is currently working as the Assistant Vice President at Axis Bank Pune, and not only that, he is also the President of Alumni Association at IIIT Bhubaneswar. तो चलिए उनसे बातें करते हैं. वेलकम सर, कैसे हैं आप?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
आई एम वेरी फाइन सर. अपने बारे में कुछ बताइए.
Okay, so hello everyone. I completed my bachelor's in CS in IIIT Bhubaneswar in the year 2014. So I have lived primarily in Odisha, in Bhubaneswar, and in Bangalore. I have started my career in Bangalore. So currently I'm working as a AVP at Axis Bank in Pune. I've joined Axis Bank very recently, and prior to this, I have some experience in banking and also IT. So after passing out after IIT, I worked in an IT company for 19 months, about 19 months in Bangalore, and then a little bit of again experience in IT, and then it has been close to 4 years at banking, banking right now.
Yes, sir. We'll come on that. Some of that things, sir. So before we move on to the questions, I would like you to briefly discuss with us I would like you to briefly introduce our viewers about your work profile at Axis Bank. Like what actually does an assistant vice president does?
So as a AVP at Axis Bank, I work with the MSME division, the medium, micro, small and medium enterprises division of Axis Bank, where I look after the relationship management of clients who typically are the MSMEs of our country. So typically these clients go to a turnover of 200 to 400, 300 crore. So they are not very large corporates exactly, not the kind of names that you hear every day in your day-to-day life or in advertisements, but these are the companies who work as the backbone of our infrastructure. They are vendors to large corporates. So I work on meeting their funding requirements. Basically, all the debt that they want to raise to keep working is what I work on at Axis Bank.
Okay, sir. Let's move on to the questionnaires. So the first question to you is: we know that Axis Bank is the third private sector bank in India, the third largest private sector bank in India. So how government policies in the recent past have affected the working of the bank?
Okay, so firstly, pandemic was a huge learning for the entire nation, good in a good and bad way as well. For banks, what the government wants us to do is, make basically credit more accessible to customers. Now, since I represent the corporate banking hierarchy, so the services that we provide in corporate banking and also to a large extent the personal banking features of Axis Bank have been, needless to say, digitized a lot. So prior to, as you know, the difference in the services and also the approachability of the customer, the digital journey of the customer has improved a lot in the last 2 3 years. So now customers can do a lot of activity on digital, on the digital banking apps. In fact, Axis Bank personal banking app is one of the highest rated apps in the Google Play Store as well. To follow, what the government wants is for all the leading banks to make their credit underwriting mechanism rigid, stronger, and also make sure that the right segment gets the right amount of funding at the right time for growth. So these are all major guidelines that all the leading banks are anyway following right now.
Moving on, we have done our research and we come across a term called smart city projects many a times in the articles. So can you please elaborate us on what actually are the smart city projects?
Okay, so when if I try to correlate what banking is doing for the smart city initiative by the government of India. So smart city. So some of the key aspects that I could cover is, Abhi, you must have seen, a few years ago, or when you were a kid yourself, then we used to all stand in queues to pay our electricity bill, water bill, and we used to go to so all the utilities of our life which are governed by the local municipal authority. There was a lot of stress going to that place. People used to take 1 day or a half day leave to just go and pay that much amount in the office. But today, smart banking, what smart city projects also include are smart solutions by banks. So banks are now working hand in hand with all these local municipal authorities of many cities of India to develop real time vendor collection payment systems. So in which if you pay your bill, then all of the data gets reconciled in real time, and you're marked as a paid customer within minutes of your payment of your bill. So these smart solutions were very much required. The way urbanization has happened, today we have a lot more flats than we had 20 years ago. So a lot more electricity connections, a lot more water. So looking at the volume and looking at the number of transactions that have improved drastically in the last 10 or 20 years. So smart cities require very strong digital infrastructure to sustain, and that is where banks are getting involved to help build them sustainable solutions, and also and banks are also helping municipal authorities to ensure that these solutions are also adopted by customers. So something should not be just built and then customer adoption becomes an issue. So that is where I think banks have come in a long way on this.
ओके सर, दैट वाज क्वाइट इन्फॉर्मेटिव. सो आगे बढ़ते हैं और ये टेक्निकलिटीज वाले सवाल से ज़रा आगे बढ़ते हैं एंड चलते हैं फ्लैशबैक में आपकी कॉलेज जर्नी की तरफ. सो आप हमें ज़रा ब्रीफली बताइए व्हाट एक्सपीरियंसेस यू हैड इन योर कॉलेज जर्नी. आपने क्या कुछ नया सीखा, आपने क्या कुछ अपने लाइफ में इम्प्लीमेंट किया उससे?
Yeah. So first of all, if I go way back, थोड़ा engineering. Exactly engineering करना ही है. There was no rock solid plan in the beginning that engineering ही करना है. But eventually, yeah, a lot of Indianization enters your mentality, and somehow थोड़ा बहुत family and societal influence तो था ही. Then I thought that finally, because of which I thought I should begin my career in engineering. I enrolled. I gave my exams. I enrolled at IIIT. I had a good number of reasons why I should have joined there, and I'm really proud about them. To start off with, IIIT में the if I say जितने अच्छे memories थे उतने challenging memories भी थे. Because we were the second batch. We tried. We had to build. We had the biggest challenge of building our own culture. We had just one batch above us, and all of us were just struggling to make sure that we find our way through these 4 years. So, but college was the college was young. That was the best part of it. We were a completely young batch of people who did not have lot of old cultures to look at. So we built our own culture. We started having our own identity in the local market, and then as time progressed, we started definitely putting our footprint in the national in the nation as well. So बाकी कॉलेज में तो टाइम वाज गुड. फैकल्टी से सीखने को मिलता था. पीयर लर्निंग बहुत अच्छी थी क्योंकि इट वाज a 100% रेसिडेंशियल कैंपस. Peer learning was excellent. I'm really lucky. I really feel lucky that way that I could get a chance to live my entire 4 years with a lot of a variety of people. And सबसे कुछ if you take the best out of everyone, then I think that it's one of the best ways to also get above in your proceed well in your career.
Yes, sir.
And also coming to the personal part, I was lucky to get a lot of very good friends at college. All of us we stayed together. हमने कभी हम जितने भी रूम के बंटवारे हुए, जितने भी रूम के reshuffling हुए, we made sure that we always live next to each other.
Sure.
And by God's grace, today also we are very good friends. We are all in touch. We keep meeting every now and then. And yeah, I also was lucky enough to who is my meet the girl who is currently my wife, and we
That's very
got
nice.
married last year. So yeah, so the college has been really the college gifted me a lot, then I could give back something.
Yes, sir, thank you. That was quite interesting. So, अब ऐसे सवाल की तरफ बढ़ते हैं जो मेरे जहन में काफी टाइम से चल रहा था. लाइक अब मैं आपका इंटरव्यू लूँ, मैं आपसे पूछूं ये सवाल दैट फ्रॉम एन इंजीनियरिंग ग्रेजुएट टू अ बैंकिंग प्रोफेशनल, ये ट्रांजिशन कैसे हुआ सर?
Uh, so so there's not a lot of justification to give to this, considering the fact that Three Idiots was already released by the time I took this decision. But still, थोड़ा सा मतलब it's all situational. I had a lot of well, personally I was very much inclined to finance, personal finance, stock markets, and how banks work and how everything in this world works money-wise. Personally, I took a lot of interest in that. Very few of my friends know, in fact, that I executed my I also did stock market transactions when I was quite young, and but then something didn't work out in that manner in the finance field. I entered into engineering. I then decided that I have to be a good engineer. I cannot keep looking for more chances to make my life better. तो इंजीनियरिंग कर ही लिया था, तो इंजीनियरिंग में एक अच्छा इंजीनियर बनने का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी भी आ ही चुका था, और कोशिश भी की, बने भी। तब सोशल मीडिया नहीं था, तो थोड़ा चैलेंजेस भी होता था टू लर्न न्यू थिंग्स, टू अंडरस्टैंड न्यू कॉन्सेप्ट्स। जो कॉलेज में पढ़ा बस उसी पे जीना पड़ता था। बट देन या but coming back to how this full circle happened is after my engineering, I joined an IT company. I worked there for some time, and then I had appeared for my CAT exams during my second year of service, and somehow so things worked out. I joined XIMB. वहाँ पे I again took up finance because I thought कि अभी life has come a full circle after 10 to 12 years. I should not leave any subject. In fact, मैंने अपनी majors भी finance में की। So yeah, when I passed out, I finally joined the banking sector after a lot of twists and turns. यहाँ पे I work, like I mentioned, uh, when I joined banking, थोड़ा सा I was not very sure कि मैं कितना कर पाऊंगा, क्या कर पाऊंगा. But when I started looking at my work deeply, it involved meeting a lot of entrepreneurs. Like we are having this one-on-one discussion. I keep having a lot of discussions with, I keep meeting entrepreneurs every week, at least 2 to 3. And this has been happening for the last 4 years. So you can imagine the exposure that I'm lucky enough to get in terms of industry, in terms of products. Every small thing that you see around you, probably I have met the person who thinks how to manufacture it in a better way. So this meeting this kind of people in my field is the knowledge, the experience is completely invaluable to say. So yeah, finance कैसे हुआ, इसका there was no one day, it was not a one day event, it was a month long, it was a process that took some months, some years. But now that I'm into it, yeah, I'm really proud of what happened and how I did it.
So we can say that finance and you are made for each other.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Before we end this meeting, before we end this podcast, I would like a small piece of advice that you would like to give to the youngsters.
Yeah. So एडवाइस के बारे में एक अच्छी चीज, मतलब मुझे ये लगती है कि स्पेशल चीज ये है कि इट शुड चेंज विद टाइम एंड इट शुड चेंज विद जनरेशंस. Back then when I was in college, I would have loved someone to come and tell us about कि क्या करना चाहिए, GRE करना चाहिए या GMAT करना चाहिए, go for MTech or MBA. फिर किसका आरओई अच्छा है, किसका क्या अच्छा है, you know, it all sometimes most of these career decisions that you have in your life with your seniors or with your family, somewhere it revolves around money or quality of life. I agree, money and quality of life are both important. Okay, that's why most of us pick a career. But I want to tell all of you who are watching this that you are if you're studying in IIIT or any college right now, you're pursuing your graduation or undergraduation. You're born in a very lucky in a very good ecosystem right now. India has adopted digital. India is a digital democracy now. You can create anything and make sure that reaches a lot of people. आप वो थ्री इडियट्स वाले फोटोग्राफर नहीं हो जिसको कि अपना फोटो किसी अफ्रीकन कंट्री को स्पीड पोस्ट करना पड़ा था अपना टैलेंट दिखाने के लिए. टुडे इफ यू पोस्ट समथिंग ऑनलाइन, पीपल विल रिकॉग्नाइज यू, पीपल will give you instant recognition, and also you will understand that तुम्हारी काम में कितनी खामी है और कितनी है. So today the feedback mechanism is so good that I believe that you should not look here and there for advice, and rather if you think you have a passion, please pursue it and try to make a living out of it, because even that's possible today. So yeah.
Okay sir, that was very sweet of you sir. एंड थैंक यू वेरी मच सर, आपने अपने कीमती समय से हमारे लिए वक्त निकाला. आई होप जो स्टूडेंट्स इस पॉडकास्ट को देखेंगे वो आपसे कुछ ना कुछ जरूर पॉजिटिव्स लेंगे, जरूर इंस्पायर होंगे. एंड थैंक यू वेरी मच सर.
Thank you.
So guys, that was our conversation with Soumya Ranjan sir. We'll meet again in the next episode. Till then, stay tuned and keep watching the MEGAHEARTZ show.